All right. Looks like we are live. Thanks. I'm not doing a whole lot of talking on this one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this music down a little bit. And I'm just going to work through a bug, something that I found when I was working on my new favorite toy last week. So let me pull up some stuff here and hopefully show you what's going on. So here's the repository that I am starting from, tce-local. So feel free to join. I forked this repository over to my different user, and I pulled it in. And simply the thing that I ran into was around a service account user. So I'm going to just run through. I'm going to try to replicate it, and then I'm going to try to create a PR for this one issue that I ran into. So the cool thing about this project is there's a little make file, so I can get started. I think I have everything installed. I'll just do a quick Tanzu version. Make sure cool. I'm going to do make sure I don't have any clusters up and running. Tanzu UC list. And then I've got a make file, like I said. I'm going to go ahead and use his versions. So I'm going to do cluster create. I'm going to use the make file to do cluster create. And that's going to stand up a behind cluster with TCE on top of it. And it's going to be called tce-local. The problem that I'm trying to replicate is where I installed the core. So what I'll do is I'll do my cluster create. I'll add the repository that has this set of packages. And then I'm going to install this local core. And what I saw before was when I was doing this, the default service account is named wrong. I think I have the fix, but I want to just make sure that it causes a problem. So that's what I'm doing. And this takes a couple of minutes. I'm running on a Mac with 16 gigs of memory. So like this is local development. That's the whole point of this. So yeah, sorry, I don't have a whole lot to say. Feel free to hang out and stuff. But yeah, I don't have a whole lot going on. This is just me. I'm going to try to hack through this PR. And you're welcome to, follow along. Here's where I think the problem is. It was in metrics. Metrics server. Yes, right here. I think this is the problem, but I don't know. So we're going to check it out and run it and see. I don't have any cool notes either. I'm going to check this. Excellent. So I'm just going to put these notes in the chat. Where am I working from? GitHub.com. Right, that's what I'm doing. I got it set up. So now I have Tanzu UC list. This is my local cluster. I can do kube cuddle. I'm going to do kubectx, make sure I'm using the right one. Why do I have a juice admin? I don't think that exists anymore. But let's see, who cuddle get node, and my cluster's up. Excellent. So now I'm going to do the next step. I'm going to go back to my make file, and I'm just going to add the repository. This is adding Alexander's package repository. I'm going to make repo add, and that'll resolve here in a sec. It's adding a global package manager that provides these cool packages that Alexander created for us. That'll take a second. I don't have a whole lot. Step one was make cluster create. And then step two was make repo add, for those that are following along. So now I want to do Tanzu. I want to look, and I'm going to make sure those packages that we just added are there. Oops. All right. So reconcile conceded. So that's great. So that means I can go and use those packages. Now I can see Tanzu package available list. Ready to do -A. And I get a list of all of the packages that I am able to install. Now that I've added that additional repository. So the one that I'm concerned with is core. So I'm going to do Tanzu. Nope, I'm going to just run the make command. And the make command is different. No, that's what I would do from the command line. So I don't have to use the make command. I can just type that same thing in, but I'm going to use the make command. Install core. It's just running that same command line. But this is where I think I had problems. And how do I identify that? So step 3. This is where I think I'm going to have problems. So it added that. And then I can go back up and do my, are you installed? All right, so it's going to take a sec. We'll let those guys reconcile. Contour still reconciling. So this core package is adding Cert Manager, Contour, and Metric Server. And this is the one that I think I had the problem with. I'm going to let the others reconcile, right? Just because it's saying reconcile failed, it might resolve itself after the others are reconciled. We're just letting Kubernetes do its job. We want our system to look like this. Please get it to look like that, and Kubernetes will do its thing. So they've all succeeded, except this one has not. So now what I want to do is like, why? It says, hey, see those details. I want to do Tanzu package installed, and I want to get that specific package, metrics server. And I think I have to do this. Like this. Metrics server community Tanzu anywhere com metrics server. That information. Wait, that's the name. Where's the? Oh, I got them backwards. Name and namespace. Metrics server. Wait. This says package name, metrics server. Oh wait, name. This package name. Oh, namespace is this other one under here. So namespace is default. So name. Take that off. What am I doing wrong? Awesome. So this is exactly what I thought it was. So let's just capture this because I want to make a good PR. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this, and we're going to jump over to this issue. I think. Can you find it? Mm. And the problem is make for fails. Uh, so I expect taken, like I said, one, make poster create, and make repo add, make install core, expected. Install core packages to reconcile properly. Actual results. Let's just take this little grab here. That's what I saw. Maybe I'll do that other thing too, right? Back here where I look at, yeah, just the package installed. Whoops, list. Can I want to shrink that so I can fit it all on one line, or maybe it'll copy me. So we're just trying to fill in the blanks, right? I want to give a good PR. That's what I'm trying to do, or create a good issue. I would like those to all be on one line. Can I do that? Sorry, I'm going to do this a slightly different way. So I can capture all line. Tanzu package install list. I just want it to look better. There you go. Smaller font, but we're just copying. There's so much value in creating a good issue. That's all I'm trying to do is just kind of share. Here's how I go through things. I saw something. I took some steps. I expected one thing. I got a different. So here's what I got. I'm trying to show you that I can replicate it. Show Alexander that I can replicate it. And hey, here's the thing that I found. So let me do that. And let's create that issue. So cool. I already know how to fix it, but I created the issue first. And now I think that I know how to fix it. I don't fully understand, but what I've witnessed is that the default service account is getting created based on the name of the package that it's in. And this one is core. This is the core package here. So what I think that this should be is local core. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go validate because I ran into this issue on my other project. I'm going to go validate that that's what I did. So here, look at, I did local core default SA. There's my change. So what I think is going to happen is I'm going to make that change over here to this one. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I can't recreate the package and retry this on this branch, but I did it. I did it in that other one. This is the change that I made. So I'm just going to make this PR and I'm going to submit that PR, knowing that I've already validated that on my other cluster, on my other repository. This is just for my PR. So git status. Then I'm just going to do this. Git fix. I think I have an issue. Issue 3. Yeah. Set up and then create our PR with the fix. And the other piece here is Alexander made a local install all. And I think he did, let's make sure he did it right here. So local core, I'm just going to look for local monitoring. I think I need to fix it here too. Wait, no, he has a monitoring package. So this is going to be right. Let me scoot back. What was this before? Show history. Oh, it was in the monitoring, but we moved the metric server into core. Okay, so this is fine. So he will have both monitoring and core default SA, and that'll work. So I don't need to make any changes there. Yeah, I don't need to make any changes there. So we're good. This is mine. Cool. I don't think I need to do anything else. Let's go make a PR. I want to do a new pull request. Cross forks. But my fork is this one. Here. Hey, I'm able to merge. Yep, that's it. Create pull request. I think this is the fix. But I'm not positive. To be honest, I'll be 100%. But maybe this will help out. I assume. Let's go ahead and put that in there. I assume that because I'm installing local core, that my Anton, thanks for joining. That my my service account should be named whatever I called it, local core default SA. And that PR. Thank you for joining. It really is. It's awesome to see you. I'm literally just trying to do a good PR for this one issue in this new toy that I found. If you're interested, because I think I'm done, but if you're interested in sticking around, what would you like to see? I've got this new toy that I'm really excited about. Would you be interested in me showing you a quick demo? It's not really quick. It'll take a couple minutes to get going. But would you be interested in seeing a demo of some of the cool stuff that I've been playing with lately? Yes, no, maybe. Resubmit that. So hey, we did a PR. I don't have any expectations. I don't know in this case if it's going to work or not, but I will tell you this, that I get excited when I can give back to these projects that I get so much value out of. And I think that there's a good practice here. Let's go. Let's go. All right. I'm going to close this fork that I'm using, but I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to delete the cluster that I just used. You see, I'm going to list it, and then I'm going to say Tanzu. You see, delete tce-local. And I want to then switch over to my other package, my other project, which is just another fork. Yeah, so I'm just going to hey, P here, PR submitted. Let's switch nodes. All right, so that's done. I'm going to close this project. And let's just see if the stuff that I did last week holds up and I can follow my own steps. So again, I'm forking the same repository, Alexander's tce-local. The whole idea here is I want to stand up a cluster and I want to start working. And I want to have an environment that's not just my IDE and my code, that it's got a little bit more. Like I can run it locally and I can maybe see some metrics. I can see some or have rebuilds or live rebuilds or whatever it is. But I'm getting towards this journey of I want to be able to work locally and land things in production, but I want that paved path to start at my laptop. And this is, I think, a good example for some of the things we can do. And I'm not even like scratching the surface on what we can do. So this is what it looks like. All right. It says genuine use is the best endorsement. Yes, this is my general use. This is what I'm doing. So yeah, let's take it for a spin. So I'm gonna jump down here. I don't think I need that. I'm gonna do it one more time just because I think I am gonna show the whole thing. So this is gonna open up. It's gonna ask me for my passwords. It says no. Okay. Well, we'll see if we need that here in a minute. I followed his lead, and what I made is a package called Paved. And this Paved package basically is pulling in all of the other things that are available in Tanzu Community Edition. So I do have a metric server, cert manager, contour, fluent bit for logs, Grafana, Harbor, Knative serving, Kpack, the metrics server. Oh yeah, metric server and Prometheus. All these things are going to be deployed. So I got 0. So let's look at that. Tanzu UC list. I'm going to do my cube CPX. It shows this other cluster there, but I think I can delete that. Use admin. Yeah, I'm not doing that one anymore. So that one's gone. And what we're going to do is we're going to kick this off. So I'm going to do it the same way. I'm going to go over here to my makefile. And I'm going to review because I think I only have a couple of steps. And I think I changed it in my README. Why don't I have a quick start here? Hold on. Get cool. I thought I did a quick start, but I'm going to do it now since we're here. I'm going to just put this in. Quick start. Maybe I'll do it here. Which, do I need to even check it out? Actually, I don't think I even need to check it out. I just need the URL for the repository. So if you want to follow along, install the Tanzu CLI, then We're going to not do the make file. We're just going to copy those commands. This is step one. Let's do it like this. So let's do that. And we're just going to do it live, right? This is my demo. It doesn't take that long. So that's going to create that cluster. Step two is I'm going to do this repo add. Is that right? I want to add tce-local. No. Yeah, I want to add my repository. So this is my version. Whoops. That's going to be the next step. And this is the piece that you need. You need that repository OCI image. So I'm going to go up here and grab that real quick. Because we're trying to do something that you can repeat. And you're not doing development, right? So here's the URL. This is my, again, that'll be the next step that you do. I think it's public. And then after that, again, and I'm talking through this, I promise I will get this fine-tuned later. Yeah, so many things ready. That's what I want. So after I do that, add that repository, the next step is I'm going to update. I'm upgrading. I'm using some packages off of a newer version of this repository. So let's grab that. It's out there. It's available. It's not fully supported. Not supported. I should probably add that as a note. Not supported. Right. What's the best way to do that? For learning purposes only, right? Some right. Add my version of these images. So I followed his path. I see how to create my own package to install on Kubernetes. And then I'm updating so I can get some of those upstream packages. So this I can kick off. And this, again, you should be able to follow these steps. And then after I update that, then I just install my paved package. So let's go here. Right, I'm not going to do all the install core monitoring, etc. I'm just doing one that grabs everything. So I had to take some steps. And later on, these steps will be easier because I'll be using the upstream repository. I won't have to do the update. So it'll be slightly easier to be able to get started. So we added that repository. Now we're going to update this one. Yeah, that's going. And then that shouldn't take long. While it reconciles the update of the version that gets deployed with this version of Tanzu Community Edition is like 0.9.1. The new version will come out soon. I think it's days, not weeks. Yeah, I'm just kind of looking ahead. So now I'm installing my repository. I want to install this local paved package from my repository of things that I made. and let's watch what that's doing. Can you see my screen? I hope this is okay. So I'm going to do Tanzu package installed list. How do I'm going to shrink just the font in here. Can I do it here? There's a way to do it. I just don't know how to do it. Let's see if I can shrink that just to make it look. But you can see these are all installing. Things are going to take a minute. I'm going to go try to fix my terminal font. Let's see if I can do it a little bit better. Is that everywhere? Am I using the same font everywhere? I haven't took this down to 14. Oh. So, question: is this okay? Can you still read this? Is that readable? Can I still see what's happening in this little terminal window? Awesome. All right, that's readable. So I can see here's my package, local paved, that is installing all of these others. So it's already finished with the metric server. It's already finished with KPAC. Prometheus is reconciling, but it just takes a couple of minutes. What I would like to do, or what I was doing before, is I put a time in front of this. If you checked out this repository, you could do time. I could make a script that just runs all of these things, which would be nice. And I've done that. And it takes about 5 minutes for all of these things to reconcile, even on this box. Now, I'm streaming and I got my IDE and all the stuff that's happening right now. And yeah, and it's still like, this is a not painful use case where if I'm starting my day, I can go in and I can start up a cluster. And the picture that I have in my head is I'm working for, big corporation, and the platform team is delivering this package for me where, hey, the cert manager is set up and the contour is set up, and I have these things that are configured the same way on my laptop that they're going to be configured in production. And as a developer, as a software developer, not platform developer, I just want things to run. All right, I don't want to necessarily have a VM in the cloud somewhere. I don't have to do a ticket. I just want a step that I can run on my local box, or even on my personal box, my work box or my personal box, to practice these things. And I imagine some platform team, maybe you saw Brian Kelly last week, delivering these steps and say, hey, these are the things that we support in production. Use these tools, use these packages. It doesn't have to be the ones that are just installed with TCE. This is just a great starting point. Maybe there's other things that are installed on top of it. But having that out of the gate is awesome. So while these are still coming up and running, hey, cool. I got a couple that are taking a little bit longer, but I can go with the rest of the demo. And I can show, what does that mean? Where do I not have another screen? Oh, I closed it. Oh, you find it. Let me do a new window. Sorry, I closed the other browser window. But those are coming up. Again, I just have a 16 gig laptop. And what I have is, I think Prometheus was reconciled. No, still, let's look at, let's wait for Prometheus. We'll start there. Or cert manager contour. Yeah, let's wait for Prometheus. I wonder why it's taking longer right now. I think it's just because I'm streaming on the same laptop. I will get my streaming thing figured out so that I can stream and have the fast everything locally as well. but Kubernetes is doing its thing. I guess I could do this as like another, if I went to K9s, I don't really know. I'm not super comfortable figuring things out locally just yet, but this is practice. But I might not even have this installed properly here. So maybe that was oh yeah, all the things running on my laptop that it's creating. So I know that Harbor is going to take the longest time to stand up because it does a lot of stuff. Yeah, but everything else is running. Hey, I can see Prometheus is running now. Bang, boom. And Grafana is initializing. But this is all running on my laptop. And that's, yeah, it's a pretty exciting feeling for me to know that I have this capability locally. So let's scoot back. I'm going to do this one more time, and I should see reconcile succeeded for at least Prometheus, but I don't. Let's just run and see if that works. The point of the package is that I have all these things deployed and running on my local box. So I got a URL to Prometheus that'll hopefully, no, I'm rushing it. I need to work on my timing. Hey, there it is. It says it's succeeded. Maybe this will work now. Oh, I probably need contour in order to get those things. That's probably right. Yeah, it would be nice. And like I said, on this laptop, when I wasn't streaming, when I wasn't doing all the music and stuff, I was still doing it in my IDE, but it took 5 minutes to stand this package up. As I was running it as one command, it took 5 minutes to reconcile all those things and get it up and running. So it's taking a little bit longer, but not painful. I'm wondering why these aren't reconciling as fast. And because it's using these local URLs, I can't show you the baked cake on my other box. That's okay. This is all bonus. I didn't have anything else planned. We're just waiting. I want to see the. It's 11:21. I expect these to not take too long. And I know Harbor takes a while, but these others didn't take as long to reconcile. So I don't know. I don't know what to blame it on. I'm not even going to because it's still awesome and fast. Here's my Prometheus. Again, those weren't reconciled. I cheated and booked anyways. But I have Prometheus, right? And everything attached to it. Sort of. So it's up and running. Nothing there. Prometheus doesn't have a whole lot to see. Let's get back here. Grafana says it's still reconciling. But the cool thing about this package is for my local development, wow, Harbor reconciled faster than Grafana. That's got to be a first. I'm glad that we recorded that. The cool thing about this setup is that the Grafana is set up already. It's just configured so that your data source, your Prometheus data source is already configured. And okay, it's not quite all the way ready. We'll let that go. But it has that, the things are connected. So when you launch this, your Prometheus is already connected to your Grafana. And in my head, I picture, because I've done it, where the workloads that I deploy to this cluster have their dashboards already defined. So if I want to see percent memory consumed by an app or whatever, I make that my dashboard. What are my SLOs? What are my KPIs for the application that I'm deploying locally? I want to deliver not just my application to production, but I want to deliver my dashboard for that application. The observability that I'm going to have in production. How do I know? I don't want to have to send it to production, then build a dashboard around it, to then go figure out what I need to do. I want to, in development, since I'm the author of it, nobody else can do better observability than me. I want to be able to say, hey, look, these are the things I care about for this workload. Give me that dashboard in production too. I have it locally, so now everything's succeeded. But that's kind of the path that I'm on. That's the vision that I have. Now my Grafana is up and running with some defaults. I'm going to go ahead and skip this just to show you that when I go to my stuff, I've got a Kubernetes dashboard. I'm already getting the metrics out of the box. I've already got a dashboard configured. I can see what's going on in my local environment. Also, there's more than one. Right? I don't need to. This is my Kubernetes cluster. Metrics, like it's there. My observability is there. Just like out of the box, hey, you started working, you should have a place for your metrics to go and a dashboard to see. So yeah, this idea of the old Cloud Foundry, like, hey, here's my workload, run it in cloud for me, I don't care how. As a local developer, I have some expectations for what production looks like. I want to, when it's in production, I want to define those things. Don't call me if the requests are in this range or whatever. I'm going to define those things in advance, and I'm going to set up my constraints or my thresholds for what this application should do in production. And if I want alerts, I want to be able to do that too out of the gate. I want to be able to define those alerting thresholds for this application when it gets to production. But just having those things out of the gate is a benefit. So I could also have my Harbor. Oh no, I changed the name on this. But now I've got these things ready to run. Harbor's got all those cool features and capabilities that allow you to synchronize repositories. And I can pull down things that I need to work offline, right? A lot of us are working remote. I think a lot of my network is working remote. So the value of being able to do this type of stuff, have a cluster, have all the tools that I need, packaged in a way that is going to map to my upstream. It's a great time. We're in an amazing time. So that this is what I'm doing. That's really it. That's my demo. Actually, I can take it one step further because I do have Knative serving here. I'm going to go ahead and grab this little. I'm going to deploy a workload, and it's just a kubectl apply. Right? I did it. It's there. I'm doing this one. Kubectl apply dash f samples. I want to do the hello Knative. So hey, I'm doing my work locally. I've deployed it, and now that exists. And then what I can do is just go to this URL. And I can see that workload running. My local cluster. It's not quite up yet. Oh, I know. Yeah, it's a community config namespace. Hello, community. Right, so now I've got 2 instances. And there's my workload running locally. So that's kind of cool. So the cool thing would be is when I'm deploying this, and this is the next step. Oh, hey, look at this is where I scale some thresholds. right? That's what we're doing. I should be able to have similar YAML or JSON or whatever that says, hey, this is the dashboard that I want. Here's my alerting thresholds. But make that a part of your deployments, your workloads that you're taking to production by default, instead of having to do it later, shifting everything left, right? So yeah, that was it. That was my demo. I'm just at this. I'm excited to be in this place where I can work locally on the Kubernetes cluster. That's free. Like this is all the free stuff that's available, and I can have such a good, consistent path. Like that tenet of cloud native development, 12-factor development, is to have a local development environment that mimics production, have it be the same. And this is it. I know that there's a lot of workloads that are not yet running on Kubernetes, but for the ones that are, this is exciting. That I have this local environment that's going to mimic my production environment so closely, and it's so easy to set up, right? So whether it's on this laptop or my other laptop, I can do the exact same steps. Install the CLI, run some YAML, deploy some YAML, and go. It's exciting. That's it. That's all I have. So yeah, thank you for showing up on my unannounced little stream. I appreciate it so much. But yeah, take it for a spin. I would love to get your feedback. And I'm, like I said, I'm rolling like we just did earlier. I want to make sure that we're sharing these things up. I'm going to reswizzle this repository, and I'm going to, just make it so that what's in my repository is just the one package, that local paved example. But everything else that I do, I'm going to make sure that Alexander gets those, but I'm not going to provide the multiple options for developing that he's done. So his approach is great. You can do that core, which just installs the Prometheus, it installs the cert manager, contour, and the metric server. And then maybe you don't care about monitoring. You just want to get your applications running. You can just do the core and the knative server. So you can kind of pick and choose and have less running on your laptop. I'm just going to go ahead and make my repository version include all the bits that makes it so you're ready to go. I'm trying to connect my local development experience to production as closely as possible. And that's what I'm going to do. So that's all I have. That's all I've got. Hopefully this was valuable. And yeah, it was fun. It was a good, quick little thing. Later today, come back for office hours. I'll be doing office hours with the Vega. Bring your spring questions. We'll have a demo. We'll talk about some of the things that are coming down the pipe from the spring team. And yeah, it'll be fun. And then Tanzu Tuesday is after that, where we're going to talk about Flux. And that's another step for what I'm doing locally. So I don't want to miss that. I want to be able to say, hey, here's my repository. I'm doing work locally. Here's my repository. Go ahead and build out those pipelines, because everything's going to look the same. I'm still trying to go to that production. I've gotten this package from my platform engineering team. I want to glue on Flux. So I can do, start.spring.io. I can do a little bit of stuff. But as soon as I do my init, or as soon as I push it into my GitHub org, I want Flux to take it from there. So I just trying to glue that end-to-end experience. I think we have all the bits, and I'm excited to do it with an experience where I can do a whole lot more on my laptop than what I've done in the past. So stay tuned. Come back later. Go get some lunch. Have fun. Thanks so much for joining. I appreciate you, Anton. Thank you. Take care.